Hello everyone, and welcome back to Doomlink's Life Hunts. It is to my considerable pleasure that I welcome you back not just to this series, but to this game. I don't know when I last played 3 Ultimate. All I can tell you is that it's been too long. I'm going to just choose this loadout, why not? I don't want to take too much time getting ready for this, because I do have 2 people who are patiently waiting for me. They've only had to wait about 2 minutes so far, but you never know, sometimes that could be totally unacceptable, and they're just on the edge of departing without me, so assuming that, not happily, but, you know, pragmatically, assuming that, I'm going to get ready as quickly as I can. I suppose the reason why I am recording this game at the moment, when I haven't been recording it recently, is because I am actually doing so at a time that I very rarely record it. It is... what is it? It's not even 9 AM yet. It's almost 9 AM, but... yeah, I'm usually asleep, so... there we are. In fact, I will not be recording at this time of day for a long time, because I will actually be working. So, yeah, don't expect to see me at this time again anytime soon. Probably closer to the afternoon, but the thing is there may not be people to hunt with at that point, so that's a little bit of a shame. That is the difficulty when it comes to this game. It is trying to match my availability with the community and when they are active. It's rather difficult. Particularly, of course, because there are not that many people playing this game. When there is a lull in the activity in this game, you're dealing with like 2 people online, sometimes no one at all. So it's not the difference between maybe 10 people and 50 people, it's the difference between 20 people and 2 people. So yeah, it's really not an easy game to play for this series that I'm recording, which is obviously focused on hunting with other people. If that were not obvious. I mean, I suppose it doesn't say in the information, the name of the series that I am hunting in multiplayer, although it sort of does, because I do include online in brackets, which basically means that I'm hunting in multiplayer with other people. That's what it's intended to get across, so in, you know, a rather predictable fashion, my speakers are too loud, so I will have to try and lower the volume of those between the... well, during the intermission between this hunt and the next one. I have to say, after not having played G-Rank in this game for a while, the speed at which this monster is moving is actually off-putting to me. I'm having to kick myself into a higher gear, I think, mentally. You know, maybe it's because it's because of the fact that I was playing Portable 3rd yesterday evening, in fact. So just going from a Rathalos in Portable 3rd to a G-Rank Rathalos here, you are dealing with a totally different speed of monster. So yeah, you just need to catch up, I suppose, mentally with what's going on. But I enjoyed it, and that was one of the things that I thought was very exciting about this game. It was the fact that G-Rank monsters really were designed to be a bit harder in a way beyond just increasing the health and the damage of the monster. Of course, new moves were added. That's probably the best thing, but particularly just making them really, really fast. Necessitating faster reactions to whatever the monster is doing, and more efficient and accurate implementation of strategy. So, yeah. Hey, Bread Users, good to see you as well. That is one of the benefits to recording at a time that I usually don't. I tend to see people that I haven't seen in a while. Because they're like, well, I used to watch you, but I can't watch at the time that you record anymore. So, yeah. Pleased to see you as well. I don't know if that... yeah, I actually think that was me who managed to get a land compensation head break, thus resulting in a knockdown, which is quite funny because I was notably far away from the monster. Oh, come on. Oh, Fortunately, he did not decide to go for me there. Otherwise, I would have been run down like a... I don't know. Small woodland animal. Just discovering a motorway. Running through what was once lush green forest. I don't know why I needed to make a point that... that, I suppose you'd say, poignant. But... Oh, and D-Scope has fainted. These guys seem pretty together. They are communicative, they are... I'm going to say patient as well, as far as waiting for me to join. And they seem to know how to play as well. I also like the fact that Erdrick, at his hunter rank, which I think is sitting at around... Oh, come on. I think his hunter rank is around 50-something. Seeing him with something that's not a slime weapon is pleasing to me. Let me just make sure that I'm on top of my health here, because... Okay. I needn't freak out. Just because it's annoying me a lot, I'm going to lower the volume of my speakers. I will be back momentarily. Alright. Now I don't have to worry about things like audio spill. I just don't like the speakers being too loud because I don't want it to affect what you're ultimately hearing. Alright, where has the monster flown? I think I have a good idea. I just had an excellent view inside the monster. Well, perhaps not as excellent as I've seen in the past. That was one of the great things about Monster Hunter Tri, just being able to adventure through the insides of monsters. That's probably my most memorable pleasure. And I find it quite dissatisfying how they've changed that in modern Monster Hunter games. You can't really adventure inside monsters anymore. Just see them inside out, inside themselves. You might be able to do that a little bit here, in this game. Yeah, Tri was probably the best game for that. If that's a feature of Monster Hunter games that is important to you, being able to look inside the monsters. Probably not something that's commonly mentioned. Oh, come on. How did that manage to get me? Oh. Looks like Rathalos is exhausted. Despite being exhausted, though, he turns very quickly, doesn't he? No, don't you dare leave again. Is he leaving again to eat? He's not. I would have been really annoyed. Alright, let's get in there, take advantage of the... No, he's... Now I think he's leaving. What a frustrating creature. Whatever. Maybe I should have dropped a trap. What do I have on hand? I know I don't have pitfall traps in this game, which is sad, but... Anyway. I think we'll head up over here. Head up over here. We will pursue the monster in this direction. Which may or may not be the fastest route, but it seems fast enough. Cap or kill, asks Erdrick. That is a question directed to D-Scope, who was the person who posted. I am quite content with either. Capturing or killing, obviously. I'll actually wait for him to turn and come this way. Oh no, he is doing his little exhaustion animation right where I was not present. Which is less than helpful. I don't know why it's taken those two so long to get here. Maybe they thought he was in the area they just came from. Likely a result of lack of familiarity with the area. I was about to say, if he was going to leave again, I would have just absolutely... I would have started spewing, as they say in Australia. It means, you know, getting very emotionally... well, let's just say making loud, yelling noises. I don't actually think we got a response to that question of cap or kill, so I'll just kill the thing. I suppose what I take issue with at the moment is the fact that we have had to chase this monster into what is now 3 different areas, which is ridiculous, but fine. If he's landing here, then this is where he's going to die. Hello, Gargler. Goodbye, Gargler. Oh, he's ready for battle, you can see it. So I'll get some attacks out on the face. Obviously, in pursuit of a quick resolution. Alright. And who the hell just invaded? Who's that? Oh, hello, Nagakuga. If you're wondering why I didn't know immediately, it's because now my speakers are quite low in volume. I don't really know how to prevent this monster from attacking us while we're trying to carve. Well, do you know what? I shouldn't be carving this monster anyway. I mean, I'll keep the lash, but I really don't need an Azure Rathalos shard in this game. I haven't the space in my box for something like an Azure Rathalos shard. Oh. Faces I haven't seen for a while. Of course I say faces figuratively because I can't see you people, but I guess we'll say names that I haven't seen in a while. Bread Yeezers and Palkia Dialga. It's good to see you both. Hope you've been able to catch the VODs. Otherwise, you know. Good to see you again in that sense as well. Alright. But yeah, I'm pleased to be back in 3 Ultimate as well. There are 11 people playing at the moment, 12 including myself. Well, I shouldn't say at the moment. I'm not able to keep tabs on the activity of the server, which I have complained about before. I think it's really unacceptable, to be honest, that while you are in a room, you can't monitor the activity of the... I'm not going to say the server, we'll say the... is it the lobby that you're in? I guess it's the lobby, yeah. And this is a room within the lobby. I don't know. Perhaps we'll just say, for simplicity's sake, the server. I don't think it was an active decision to hide the information. I think it was just Capcom not realizing that that might be helpful to people playing, to actually be able to see how many people are playing outside of this room. Of course, that information was not available in Try, and I would imagine because this game was a pretty low-effort port, they were not going to take the time to add features like that. So, while there was the potential for additional multiplayer features in this game, I'm actually mostly content with the fact that they just brought the Try system over into this game, because that was a good system. Obviously, like any system, there is always room for improvement, and that's one way in which they could have made an improvement, but yeah, I suppose you just take what you're given. This was a very low-effort port, but I'll tell you what would have been a whole lot worse, and that would have been something along the lines of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, where it's just a fucking 3DS port that doesn't have console-level multiplayer interaction. And when I say console-level, I mean free type with a keyboard and things like that. Being able to type to people during a quest. Like, on the 3DS, I can accept that. But on the Switch, It's ridiculous. In fact, I do have a recording of the first time I launched Generations Ultimate, and I was holding out hope that there would be some kind of stationary console multiplayer functionality in that game that I hadn't seen in Generations on the 3DS. And it just didn't happen. And I was bitterly disappointed when I realized that. No free typing with a USB keyboard. Yes, you can use a USB keyboard, obviously, but it's when I say free type, I mean, and I've demonstrated this before, but it's only the people who have played Trine 3 Ultimate, and I suppose also, well, I'm not sure if it was the PS2 games, I don't think... No, it was the same in the PS2 games, but anyway, unless you've played these games, you don't understand. I'm holding my keyboard, I start typing, and it comes up. If I want to get rid of what I've said, escape. If I want to send what I've said, I hit enter. Now that is extremely comfortable. And when you go from being able to just communicate with people like that, to not being able to even type to people during a quest, shocking. Like, all of what I just did can be done outside the quest and during the quest. Now, it's a hard thing to give up. And I had to give it up. You wonder why I've always had a problem, one way or another, or for some reason or another, with new Monster Hunter games, you know. In the 3DS era, it was because I was so bitterly disappointed that my console experience had been replaced, essentially, by a portable experience that I never asked for. I never wanted to play Monster Hunter on the 3DS, and what I just demonstrated to you is the reason why. My Monster Hunter experience at that point had become ease of communication, and sitting in front of the big screen. You know, the couch gaming experience for Monster Hunter. Now, if you're used to the couch gaming experience, imagine being forced to, you know, use this dinky fucking Nintendo 3DS, this utter anachronism, which quite frankly was more appropriate for the 2000s than the 2010s, in terms of a decade, and in terms of technological advancement. It was a piece of shit. And I will never, ever sit here and defend the 3DS for what it was. There are some people who just, you know, they get weak in the knees at the mere mention of the Nintendo 3DS, but me, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I mention it. So, yeah, and that's coming from someone who had the supreme displeasure of having to play 3DS Monster Hunter on a new 3DS XL. Every time I talk about the 3DS being subpar, they always say, oh, well, you should have gotten the 3DS XL, it's bigger. Okay, well, everything of what I say in criticism of the 3DS is after having only played on a new 3DS XL, which I purchased in... what was it? Late 2014, I think, to play 4 Ultimate. And... fucking hell. That was just the most miserable experience. That little directional nub, and all the time when I criticize the directional nub, people say, oh, we'll just remove it and replace it with a PSP nub. Well, to start with, no one was doing that back then, okay? It didn't exist. It wasn't even an option. And second of all, you have given me a solution that involves removing, like actually doing a physical modification to the device to make it playable. You know, I have to go and acquire a PSP nub. I have to basically open it into 2 pieces and physically install the thing. I mean, what kind of solution is that? When has anyone ever suggested that that's an acceptable workaround for a shitty console? It's not an acceptable workaround. Could I do it and improve my experience? Yes, but that doesn't mean that you can just defend the terrible directional nub by saying, oh, well, you can just replace it. It's like, well, why should I be expected to? Why should I need to do that to make the gaming experience tolerable? It's an absurdity. So, yeah, I'm sorry, that 3DS system can eat my ass. It's terrible. I'm actually not going to get into all of the details of what makes the 3DS system bad. So far, pretty much all I've done is say that it's bad and haven't elaborated further. But I guess I've mentioned the directional nub, and I've also mentioned the fact that Monster Hunter on the 3DS has less multiplayer features. But that doesn't really give you a full... Please stop attacking. Like, how did you need... What? Oh my god, that would have been an Alteroth. Okay. Well. But yeah, I'm not going to give you a full rundown of why the 3DS can actually fuck off, but... Just, suffice it to say I've discussed it in the past, and I just don't want to rehash that now. I'm just, you know, in a moment of passionate frustration, commenting on how much I dislike that fucking system, and what it forced me to do, or what it forced me to compromise on as a Monster Hunter player back when, you know, 4 Ultimate and Generations were coming out on it. Of course, the reason why I couldn't play Generations after, you know, 7 to 10 days after it released was because I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't handle playing Monster Hunter on the 3DS. I call it 3DS fatigue. You know, it was just too much. And at that point, I pretty much gave up on new Monster Hunter games. Genuinely, I was like, that's it. But then World was announced in 2017, and I thought, you know what, let's give that a try. And we all know how that turned out, don't we? We all know how that turned out. I've been beaten and battered by Capcom's mistreatment of me as a fan. We'll just put it that way. That's why I don't have any fucking respect for them. Bastards. But yeah. I think that will conclude my rantings. Hey, P-Berry. Yeah, do you mean, oh, I guess, yeah, so watching the previous VOD of Portable Third probably would have, you know, looked very similar to 3 Ultimate because of all the similar areas and monsters as well. But let this be an even greater shock to the system, what you're witnessing here. I suppose the shock, P-Berry, of playing 3DS 3 Ultimate and then seeing something higher resolution and something rather attractive by comparison, it can be paralleled by my perspective of 3DS Monster Hunter looking like a fucking cartoon in 3 Ultimate. Like, it just looks awful. Just absolutely awful. That's why when you said you were playing it on 3DS, I said, well, look, if that's the only way you can reasonably play it, then I accept that, but I'm sorry, like, my condolences, and it's because it looks awful. It's just really bad. I'm actually offended that Capcom thought that they would come out with their G-Rank Monster Hunter game on that system. But it was at an awkward point in Nintendo's, I suppose, console output. Because you did have the Wii practically at the end of its lifespan in 2011. They did come out with Skyward Sword, but that was when they were trying to revive the dead corpse of the Wii by saying, Wii Motion Plus, look, it's even better than before. So, but it's not. It's still the Wii, and I still don't want to touch it. So, well, especially not when you're going to add gimmicks like that to my beloved Zelda series, so yeah, fuck off. And then as well as that, the 3DS was new, but certainly not cutting edge for the time. Certainly not cutting edge. The only reason why it was cutting edge was because of the 3D gimmick. You know, that is the period of just unreserved gimmickry on the part of Nintendo to try and win over children. And sadly, Monster Hunter was a victim of that, and as far as I'm concerned, Zelda was too. So, thanks Nintendo. Nintendo and Capcom. The deadly duo. Do I think Generations Ultimate is still worth it? Do you mean to play it now? Because the passage of time is never going to make a Monster Hunter game more or less worth playing. Except, of course, if we're talking about, say, Freedom 2. You know, in 2007, would I have recommended someone to play Freedom 2? Yes, because Monster Hunter DOS was not out in English and was never going to come out in English, so yes, Freedom 2 would have been a worthwhile purchase, but now it's not, because Freedom Unite is the better game in every aspect, so yeah, I suppose the passage of time can affect that, but as a general rule, I think Monster Hunter will always be something worth playing, so yeah, Generations Ultimate is the last of the playable Monster Hunter games in my opinion, so... Oh, come on. It's the last of the playable games, and I think that will always be the case, so I think that it is worth playing. The community is shit, but I'll tell you what, if more people came on and started playing it, maybe it would improve the community a little. Dilute the... just... garbage. It'll still taste like bin juice, but it'll at least be slightly more palatable. That's the way I see it. Oh my god. He keeps getting around my shield. I haven't really been paying attention to the hunt. I don't know how I've been performing. All I know is that I'm using a Devil Joe Lance on a Devil Joe, which, funnily enough, is effective. He's weak to dragon, what can I say? It is time that I sharpen up. I'm pretty sure that I start at purple with this weapon. It's very close to getting hit by that. I do start at purple. It's not an impressive amount of purple sharpness, but some purple's better than no purple, isn't it? Isn't it? You know what I like as well about Devil Joe? When he flinches, the noise that he makes is really quite... it's a mixture of satisfying for the hunter, because he sounds like he's in pain, but he also sounds quite scary, you know, he makes scary noises. It's very deep. Very deep yell of pain. Yeah, Devil Joe is a class act of a monster. Just an excellent addition to the series. Those who didn't experience him in Tri only know part of the story. You know his name, but not his story. That's, you know, largely true, because Devil Joe in that game was a very special monster. Largely because, well, I would say part of it is because there were not many monsters to fight. And he sort of felt like, in G rank, he felt like a monster that was uncharted territory in many ways. So, did I say G rank? I meant high rank. So, let's imagine you don't have many monsters in the game, you've gone through low rank, you've fought most of them already. And then you go into high rank, and it's the same monsters again, but stronger. You know, you feel like you can fight them a little better. You're just getting through it. But it's all quite familiar, right? And then this totally unfamiliar monster just pops out of the ground. He's huge. He's hitting you like a truck. He is almost acrobatic in his movements. And, well, particularly in how he swings from side to side while attacking in a forward direction like that. To me, when I first saw it, was like the most intimidating attack I'd ever seen of a monster like that in the series. And just the way he could dig and the way he would invade any locale. Like, he didn't have a home, he was just content to be in the lava and in the desert and in the snow and icy tundra, and it was just, to me, he was amazing. And obviously the fear that he would instill in a hunter just trying to go about their business in high rank for the first time was palpable. It was a very effective entrance for Devil Joe, and it was not replicated in this game, in Portable 3rd, and certainly not in any of the 4th or 5th gen games, so yeah. You get a little further and further away from that. Try Devil Joe with every iteration. There aren't that many people connected in 3 Ultimate. It's probably, look, on a good day, it's around 15 to 20. On a bad day, or off-peak, I guess we could say, it's about, you know, 2 to 5 people. It's hard. But, you know what, the servers are still going, so better make the most of them. There might not be that many people to play with, but take what you can get. My stamina is not really appropriate for a weapon that is reliant on a shield, but I'm making do. My typical Doomlink strategy is to not bring any fucking stamina recovery materials in a quest, and to be honest, it doesn't inconvenience me frequently enough for me to change that. Like, I know for you guys you might recognize it happening fairly often. Are we going for the capture or what? I don't really care. Yeah, he's going for the capture. What I'll do is I'll attack just so that, yeah, he was not capturable, and I was attacking just to increase the chances of him reaching that capturable threshold. Or percentage of health. But, yeah, didn't happen. I'm glad that D-Scope is choosing quests that work for Erdrick's lance. I don't know how many weapons he has. He's at a low hunter rank, to be honest, so he might not have that many G-rank weapons, but his Stygians and Ogre Lance is pretty good. So, we've had Azure Rathalos, who's obviously weak to Dragon, and Devil Joe, who's, needless to say, weak to Dragon, so that's been quite a good thing for Erdrick. Oh, wasn't able to do much about that. I'm actually surprised that this quest is still going. Why am I surprised? It's because I'm pretty sure my lance is good. Like, dealing lots of damage. 717 dragon, or excuse me, attack, and then 150 dragon. But, yeah, he's still alive. I suppose those other guys aren't really pulling their weight. D-Scope is using a hammer, which I hate using on Devil Joe. Now it's just me and the monster. So, time to step up and carry the team, as they say. The more I can hit the face and the stomach, the better. Nope. That's fine. Again, if you miss your... Why did that not affect me? Anyway, if you miss your counter and you're still in range, that means you're going to get a nice damaging charge thrust into the monsters. So. Nothing all that disagreeable there. Doom tiniest stamina bar possible, Link, yes. That's me. I like how the tail did like 500 flips before it came to rest on the ground. Like, could we just roll that back and slow it down? I can't. I haven't the power to do that, but... I mean, surely that tail did at least, I don't know, 3 revolutions before it came to rest on the ground. At least 3. So, I don't know why that's necessary, but... It looked like a graphical glitch. That's how rapidly that tail was spinning around. Farina has joined the room. Oh, here we go. I'm actually going to get him in a trap and hope for a capture here. I just feel like this has dragged on a little too long. Was he limping? He wasn't limping! What the fuck is going on? Farina left the port because... we're in a hunt. I mean, how stupid do you have to be? In the first instance, you're playing 3 Ultimate, so there aren't that many rooms to join. Just fucking invest some time. And wait for us to return. You could have even asked how much longer we were going to take. The answer would have been a minute, 2 minutes. But second of all, the information as to whether or not the quest host is in Port Tanzia or on a quest is visible before you even join the room. So the fact that you just left the room on the basis that we were on a quest makes you doubly retarded. On 2 counts you have demonstrated your mental ineptitude. Fucking mouth-breathing piece of human garbage. Why am I upset about that? It's because I don't want to see that sort of behavior in a game where it just has never happened before. People understand that when there are less options, you just sit in the room and wait. That's what you do. Instead, that person's like, oh, never mind. I'm gonna try somewhere else. Fuck you. Alright, we got a gem. It's not actually a crook, but that's fine. I'm not really in need of them anyway. Oh, I need to make sure that I sell some Devil Joe coat. That is taking up an extra spot in my box. That was a Silver Crown Devil Joe. Look, I didn't see much of that in the European servers of Tri Dragoon. People were just happy to wait. Happy to... patient. It was just a different world back then. Just different people. And yeah, I didn't notice any of that in Tri. And I certainly didn't notice it in this game, but you have to understand this community has gone through so many changes since it came out. I mean, I have seen probably 3 to 4 different, like completely different generations of people playing this game. Because it's just changed over and over and over again. There was a period of time, my least favorite period of time was, I'd say, it would probably be accurate to say it was the first group of people playing this game. But when the first group of people started to decline in number, you started to notice that there were a lot of French people. A lot of them. And unfortunately, they couldn't play the game. They just couldn't, and it used to piss me off so much. My earliest recordings of this game, dating back to 2013, are not online because it's basically me just ranting about the French. And it's entertaining, but it's... wow. Yeah, I was laying into them. Because they were just consistently terrible at the game, and there was no rhyme or reason for it. Like, they would be hundreds and hundreds of hours into the game and they just would not be able to survive in a quest. They would just die. They would drop like flies. You'd, you know, be 2 minutes into a hunt and it would be a triple cart failure with people who were, you know, hunter ranked 200 and above a year into the game's release, and you're just sitting there going, what are you people doing? Like, what is it? And it would be a basic quest too. I wish I could say that I'm just, you know, inflating one scenario and turning it into this thing that happened all the time. But no, it happened all the time. It wasn't just one time, and I've never forgotten it. It happened over and over again. Hold on, it's... Don't I have too much Devil Joe coat? Isn't that what I have excess of right now? I saw it. I saw that I had over 100 coats, so what's going on? I don't know. What's happening? You can choose. Alright. Erdrick is choosing a quest now. What have we got? Ivory Laggy. I'm happy with that. This is now the 3rd monster in a row that is weak to dragon. So, yeah, Erdrick has, I suppose, made a good decision on forging that lance. I don't actually know if his lance is fully upgraded. I should double check that. I will use, yeah, a Latrion bow, because I love this bow. I would typically go for spread with Lagiacrus, but fuck it. This is one of my favorite bows in the series. It's just really sleek, really cool, and it's a good bow. It's a good Pierce dragon bow. Makes me wonder if it's in Generations Ultimate. I don't remember it being in that game, but it must be. What is my dragon Pierce bow in that game? I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's Nakakos. Nakakos ends up being better, I think. I should double check those stats because I'd like to make the Elatrion bow in that game if it's there. Oh, I've got Devil Joe coat in here. Let me sell that. I need to go here to buy coatings anyway. I should probably aim to get coatings out of the box first, but whatever. I'm already here. Yeah, see, I've got 116 in the box, which makes it a little unnecessary to be purchasing them at this point. But laziness trumps logic and sensible play. Now, I'm not going to bring combination materials. I don't think that's necessary. Let's just go with what we've got here. And to me, for a bow, that's a hefty amount of dragon. And the raw damage is fine. It's pierce level 5 on the 3rd charge. I mean, that's good. I like this bow. It puts a smile on my face. I did that because I realized that I was not smiling when I said that. So perhaps that helped. I don't know. Alright. Look at this thing. This is in a dark location, so maybe it doesn't... No, that looks pretty cool. The way the light reflects off the bow. I love it. Okay, so Ivory, I think... oh, starts over here apparently. Yeah, that sounds about right. Don't know why I forgot. Well, let's not get caught into... Oh, you took that right in the face. So, I probably don't need to actually manually aim with my bow at all. I don't think that's going to be necessary. But I don't really want to be shooting him from the side at all, because that's not going to pierce very well. If I were to manually aim, it would be to try and get those back spikes, because that's the elemental weak point. Alright, we'll shoot from the side. I understand it's not as good as it could be, but I'd say if I'm aiming for the back spikes, it's worthwhile. Of course, the bow here in 3 Ultimate, and just in 3rd Gen in general, so referring to Portable 3rd and 3 Ultimate, it's essentially just unchanged from Monster Hunter DOS bow. Like, I don't think there's any real difference except for arc shot. It's the same thing. It is functionally the same weapon. It doesn't have any additional features or attacks, so if it looks like I'm just... If it looks rather basic and, you know, non-dynamic or undynamic, it's because it is. It's just... It's fairly straightforward. It's just, you know, charge your bow and shoot. And do some arc shot if you feel like it, but generally that's not worthwhile. Oh my god. You know, my constant running there at standard bow movement speed was an evasive maneuver that went on for about 4 seconds, and it still wasn't enough to clear that attack from the Lagiacrus, because that upper body just has a nasty hitbox. Hopefully this quest doesn't best the team. I suppose we'll find out. I'm not worried about those attacks because they're quite localized in terms of their damage. Oh, see, this is the fucking dangerous one that will always hit you unless you are able to move close to the monster. Like, if you go forwards towards the monster, that's generally the safest method of evasion. Dived there. Oop. As you can see, just trying to get my... I'm trying to get in the best position for arrow piercings. It would be quite a waste otherwise. I'm going to sheathe there, just so that I can get out of here if he aims for me. Obviously, a very good choice of action. I like the simplicity of old bow. And when I say old bow, I'm referring to pre-power shot. Because power shot just changed the way you used the bow in general. It just added that extra attack, and it wasn't just the extra attack that changed things, it was also the amount of stamina that it would drain when you... Oh, that was a satisfying flinch. It's a blast arc shot. But yeah, the amount of stamina that it would consume just completely changed the way you used the bow. You just had to factor that in, unless, you know, you used Mega Dash Juice, in which case you've completely thrown out the balance of bow anyway. It's so interesting to me that Monster Hunter was willing, or Capcom were willing to have Mega Dash Juice just be a complete non-stamina loss item for so long. For all the shit that I give 5th gen, there are some good changes, and one good change was to actually make Dash Juice and Mega Dash Juice reduce the stamina consumption, rather than just completely remove the concept of stamina consumption entirely. So, I've never thought that that was sensible, because people have just misused it, you know, there it is there. Some people just have to use it for dual blades, have to use it for bow, which is kind of sad. I swear I just dived there because I knew what was coming, but apparently I wasn't able to get that animation out. Healing by the mushrooms. Maybe my character's eating mushrooms. Mushroomancer. That's something I never use. Mushroomancer is a bit of a meme skill, but it's fun to use. I like it. It was first introduced in Portable 3rd. From memory. It was either Portable 3rd or this game. Pretty sure it was this one. Excuse me, pretty sure it was Portable 3rd. I'm out of coatings, but it's alright. I'd say we're going well so far. I haven't been watching... Well, what I can say is that I don't think D-Scope has done much of anything, so I'd like to amend that determination I just made. I think it's been a bit of an average hunt. Just because D-Scope, I don't think, can really do anything. He's just left the area out of, I don't know, fear or concern for his own safety. Which is all well and good, but I don't think he's actually done much. He's using, I think, the Uragan Hammer? Farina has joined the room again. What a fucking idiot. You could have joined this quest if you had the presence of mind to just sit here and wait. I'm tempted to just completely grill them over fucking keyboard chat. Idiot. Like, the reason why this person has, you know, come crawling back is because there were no greener pastures beyond this point. So you should have just invested some time into waiting, and then you'd be in a hunt right now. But instead you've come moping back into the room. Oh, okay. I'll just sit around here then. When you actually could have been in this hunt. Idiot. Hello, furious silver rattlers. I'm actually gonna... Oh, now Erdrick has fainted. This is not the time for me to be leaving the area and grilling this person. I don't know if you guys are seeing this with D-Scope, but he doesn't even have the wherewithal or the let's just say that he doesn't have the self-confidence to even engage the monster, which is pretty shit, because that means all the heavy lifting is being done by Erdrick and myself, and no matter how much I praise the effectiveness of this bow, it's a bow. Like, it's not that strong. Like, it's not the strongest weapon type of the game. Or not even close to that, so... yeah. I will save my grilling of Farina until later. And I don't do it just out of malice or animosity, I do it because maybe Farina would fucking learn something if I explained the situation to them. Maybe it would encourage a bit of patience in the future, which would benefit the community as a whole as far as I'm concerned. In a small part, but it would benefit the community. To at least have one person acting as a good example of what to do. That was the most pathetic attempt at a flash bomb I've seen in a while, but I suppose the thought is what counts, maybe? No, I don't think the thought is what counts. I've just decided that I don't agree with what I just said. Anyway. He registered his intention to have the monster be stunned, but that was about it. And he's about to go... Did you just see that? He was so immediately frightened by the existence of the monster that he just left the area as soon as he came after the monster. I mean, why even pursue the monster? Are you here for moral support? Are you drawing the monster's fire? At great risk to yourself, but to the benefit of the team? I mean, that's nice of you, but fuck me. What is his I'm going to be checking his stats after this quest, just to see if he has good reason to utterly refuse to engage. Admittedly, it wasn't D-Scope who posted this quest, so... oh, it looks like he's... I think he's got Azure Rathlos. So if he's got high rank Azure Rathlos, that means that he's got shit defense for this quest already. But more importantly, he's got bad Thunder Res. So that's going to be bad news for him. We got through it in less than 15 minutes, with pretty much just 2 people dealing damage, so that's nice. What's he got? Oh no, I'm seeing... it looks like a mix of Azure Rathlos and Helios Zed. I think that's right. Oh no. No, it's different again. I saw the blue of the Brachydios waist piece. He's got a bit of a... he's got a mix and match of ingot and Brachydios and all sorts of stuff. I don't know if it's worth taking this D-Shocker. I'll remove the empty vials, I don't really need those. What was it? Asks Farina. I'm just gonna grill this fucking person. I'll try to do it in a way that doesn't put them down too much, because if you try to teach someone a lesson by being condescending, they're going to completely ignore the lesson and just focus on the fact that you're a dick. But even knowing that, I'm tempted to just be a dick. Like, sorry, yeah. I'm so sick of people who play like that. I don't think D-Scope is trolling, he's just... he probably doesn't want to negatively contribute to the hunt by dying. Sometimes a willingness to type this much in an online game can be perceived as some sort of emotional outburst, which is not what it is. I'm just laying out the facts clearly. It's just, to me, you were able to see before you even joined the room that it was that we had departed, so it was kind of foolish that you did what you did. I was just looking for a friend. What? Apparently, this person was looking for a friend, not for a... His name's Rusty. Alright, so I misinterpreted the situation, quite shockingly. This was not a case of someone leaving when they realized that we were on a hunt. It was a case of someone looking for their friend named Rusty. And because Rusty wasn't here, Farina left. Alright, let's see what D-Scope's defense is. It is 434. He's got some skills. I'm happy to see that. What I'm not happy to see is that he's got some pretty pathetic armor pieces there for G rank. He's hunter rank 37, so he's past the point where this is acceptable. What has he been posting? He's been posting... I'm trying to remember what he was posting. It was a... There were a few different monsters that he was posting, so I really don't think that he's working to improve that armor set, but that is his priority right now. That's why he was not engaging the monster. It's because he's got 434 defense. He's got -4 thunder res for Ivory Lagiacruz. And yeah, I don't mind, okay, if this is a person who doesn't think defense is very important. You can see that he's gone to the trouble of making the Grongigas hammer, which is probably the best hammer in the game if you've got Awaken to get the slime status out of it. So it's a good weapon, and he's obviously put a lot of effort into that. But if you're going to prioritize your damage over your defense, it's then rather embarrassing to watch you be completely unable to engage a monster because you don't have the confidence to fight it without dying. It's, you know, if you're going to focus on offense rather than defense and then not even engage the monster, it just makes you look like an ass hat. But anyway. Let me... Hold on, what was even put on the board? I don't remember now. I did not internalize it when I looked at it, so that's my fault. I could use something raw-based, I guess. I know. I'll use this, Bushido. I don't think anyone else is using slime. Oh, no, I think... I saw Farina using the Brachydios switch axe, so now I'm less inclined to use this. I don't like using slime when other people are using slime. It feels like I am not able to measure my effectiveness as well when some other person is cheesing the monster with slime, so I don't really want to do that. Ugh, what was posted? Maybe I'll just keep with this lowdown, whatever. I haven't pulled out the Bushido in a while. Oh, it's been removed. Who fucking... Oh my god, Farina. This is precisely why you don't ready up. I mean, it's an innocent enough thing. You're basically saying, well, I'm ready to go. But you can't just... What? We're missing one. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you don't know much of anything, clearly. I mean, it involves looking to see which players have the little fucking red thing. In fact, I wasn't even there. Not only was I not there, I didn't have the little red thing. It's not hard. It's not complicated. What hunter rank are you? 6. I don't care. That's not an excuse to do that. You've played enough online to get to hunter rank 6 that you should have been able to work out that the people who are departing on your quest are the people with the little red thing. Fucking hell. For me, Erdrick and D-Scope showed their own inexperience by choosing to ready up in that way, because you will see, I don't care how far back through the history of my recordings of this game you want to go, 2015, whatever, at the start of the Random Hunt series, you will always see that I don't ready up until it looks like everyone's ready to go. The reason why is because of things like that. It's ingrained within me. Because I don't trust that people won't make that mistake. Some people just have got no fucking idea. They are not watching. They are not thinking. That's what happens. I didn't know he was joining. Would you care to ask? No worries. I mean, that's very amiable of you, but no. Fuck this person. I mean, I get it. The person has not maliciously departed without me, but I think sometimes you can be maliciously stupid. So stupid that it's dangerous and bad. I shouldn't misuse the word malicious like that. Maliciously stupid. I mean, I'm sorry, there's... What this shows is that this person... I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they just weren't looking, weren't paying attention. No, Farina was paying attention. Farina made the conscious decision to just depart without me because I guess he's not coming. Now, what caused this person to make that decision? I've got no idea. Because I wasn't immediately there? Because I was changing weapons? Yeah, what a novel concept. I'm changing weapons. Fuck's sake. It's unbelievable, Oh, I don't know. I thought he wasn't coming, sad face. On what basis? What kind of logical arithmetic did you, employ to get to that fucking conclusion? Alright.
Well, there's only 2 people here, and the other guy's not here, so that means it's only 2 people joining me. Let's go.
What the fuck? Alright, where are we going? Looks like no one knows. The only reason why I didn't know, guys, is because I couldn't remember what we were hunting. I feel like once you're a G rank, you know where a Barioth spawns, but anyway, whatever. But yeah, P-Berry, I always have a keyboard plugged in for 3 Ultimate because it's free type, it's something you can use on... What are you doing? Oh yeah, that's right. I can just climb here. Because I have high-grade igloos. Don't attack me, please. Don't do it. Alright, I'll aim for the arms. The wings, whatever you want to say. Not that fast. Use whatever term works for you. Thanks. Okay, no. I don't mind you upswinging me if it's, on the head, but that was not on the head. Maybe I shouldn't be too judgmental of these people. I think we've seen what D-Scope is capable of so far. I don't mind getting in there and flinching it. Doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, we've taken stock of the amount of ability in this room, and there's not much there, so... Yeah, I'll just, I'll hold my tongue, okay? They are beginners in many aspects. And more gift subs. Thank you, Tifa. I appreciate that. Is that 20 now? Yes, that is 20 in total. Oh, it looks like everyone's just given up. Couldn't be bothered waiting for the monster to fly up there, so let's Let's fight with the Bullfangos. Yeah. That's alright. They probably haven't experienced the might of the Bullfangos either. Which is definitely unfortunate. They're likely to die anyway, the Bullfangos, so it's not... They're not going to affect our hunt too much, but... My point still stands that there was no good reason for us to decide to fight the monster where the Bullfangos are, rather than just fight in that little elevated arena of sorts. I'm just gonna kill this Bullfango. Whoa, that was some very well-timed breaking of whatever that was. I think it was the wing. Yeah, it was a very well-timed break there. Impressive. I love that attack. It's very cool. The way he jumps off that wall. Goes for the back legs. But yeah, Tifa is doing a public service to all the non-subscribers by effectively removing their ads from my my live stream. So, yes. Many thanks to Tifa for his contributions. Hello, Yaratabs. Yaratabs. Yes. That is a name that I can read, fortunately. When I first saw it, I thought that I couldn't, but then I worked it out. Oh god. Look who's just spawned. And caused me to get hit. Let's fight with the Bullfango. Never do that. I'm just going to leave that Bullfango alive so that these people can learn not to do that. They need to go through that experience of just being aggressed by Bullfangos to the point where they just want to give up on playing the game. I don't think that's going to be happening during this hunt, but, you know, it's an experience everyone needs to have. It makes you a more rounded hunter. It will develop your tolerance for bullshit in a way that nothing else could even begin to do quite as effectively. Doomlink can finally buy decent beer this month. No, my beer is fine. Ugh. I mean, decent beer for me is quite expensive, to be honest. But yeah, I'll try to get some nicer beer. And that's 30 in total. Unsurprisingly, Tifa is the #1 gift subber. He's got the #1 next to his name. Thank you very much. Every person who's ever watched Doomlink gets to subscribe. Enjoy, no ads. I actually don't know how intrusive the ads are. If they are intrusive, then all I can tell you is to direct all grievances to Twitch and not me. It's not my fault, okay? But there should be no grievances at this stage. If you're watching and you don't have a subscription, I don't know what's happened, quite frankly, because he's given more gift subs away than people watching me, so... Or than there are people watching, so... Damn, where are those... I'm just going to sort and then find that excess Barioth stuff. Where is my Barioth stuff? How have I missed it? It's not here. Is it? No. No. Well, it must be after Giganox. Here we go. So I've got extra Cortexes. Sold. Farina says, be right back, you guys do your own thing. Okay. And then what? You're just going to take up a spot in this room, which could otherwise be taken up by someone else who, you know, needs people to hunt with. And they may not have many options at this stage, but no, we're going to let you sit in that slot when you've so far departed without me. Well, that's really all this person has done. It turned out that leaving the room before was because Farina couldn't find Rusty, their friend. So. Look, sometimes you do find people playing this game who seem to be brand new to the series. Brand new. Which is confusing to me because this is not in any way an accessible Monster Hunter game. It's on the Wii U. How many people are going to have a Wii U that haven't played Monster Hunter that are going to be willing to play it now for the first time? And how many people are going to be willing to buy a Wii U now to play this game? It's a very small percentage of people. In my opinion, if people have actually done that, they've taken the step to go and buy a Wii U just to play this game, I think they've made a good decision. And I think they should be commended for that. But the chances of that happening are pretty low. Like, it's a small percentage of people playing the series doing that sort of thing, so yeah. I will probably top up my cool drink and hot drinks soon. How did I not just once but twice look at the quest and then still forget what it was? This is pathetic. Anyway, I don't know what to bring. Did anyone see it? Please tell me. You think Rusty is a fake gamer name and that Farina was lying about looking for their friend Rusty? Well, it's possible. Okay. I suppose the reason why I thought that people getting Wii U's these days was unrealistic was because I think it's still kind of expensive for what it is. Like, you should be able to get Wii U's dirt cheap these days, but I think they've almost become... I'm not going to say they are a collector's item, but they do have some kind of value on the market. They're not just some old junk. They're still a little bit pricey. So, yeah. Hey Koroku, good to see you as well. Obviously I'm streaming at a good time because a few people who don't often turn up have turned up. So, I do regret to say that it's not going to happen very often. I would normally be at work at this time. At least I think that's how things will be for a while, so yeah. I just happen to have the day off today. Oh yeah, we're departing without Farina, that's fine. I am... Tifa, we've just been having a conversation about playing on the Wii U. So, no, I'm playing on a Classic Controller Pro, on my original Wiimote, and I'm playing on a Wii U. It's a physical console. And it's not emulated in any way. But if you were to play 3U emulated, you would be able to play it on CMU or Citra. Because it is also a Wii U game, therefore it can be emulated as a Wii U game, but you can't play it online if you emulate it as a Wii U game, unfortunately. But there are workarounds for that. Essentially what you can do is get HD texture packs for the 3DS version, and possibly heads-up display mods that will make the game look closer to the Wii U version on the 3DS. Now that was stupid, I brought my Rocksteady set for Giganox, which obviously is not appropriate. That's really annoying. I guess Rocksteady still has an effect outside of resisting roars, but come on. That's the main purpose of that skill being on this set, so that I can use my greatsword and resist roars. Oh well. Well, Erdrick is paralyzed, but it's not really worth me getting him out of that paralysis. I'd have to do something like upswing him, and by the time I would have gotten that organized, he would have just recovered from his paralysis anyway. And D-Scope has fainted again. This guy is really good at dying. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Anytime he engages a G-rank monster, he just dies. That's it. He survives for a very short time, dies, and then loses all confidence to engage the monster, which is just pathetic. Because it was his choice to not... Hold on, is this Erdrick's hunt or D-Scope's hunt? I'm just going to have to give him some fucking advice or something. Just tell him that he needs to work towards an armor set. Actually, make it a clear goal. There's not much I could have done about that. Farina told us to depart without them, because... yeah. Ugh. I'm just going to say that Farina is a he. How many girls are playing this game, really? It's possible. But yeah. Farina has gone somewhere. And we've been told to just depart without her. Or him. I can't decide. Farina just sounds very feminine to me. But I've got feminine on-screen names as well, so... whatever. Oh, there goes Erdrick. Come on, guys, it's Giganox! Fucking hell. Whatever. That jump is almost cute. It's an attempt to pin you down, actually. Sorry, says Erdrick. Your apology is accepted. I'd just rather not fail this. I'm at a disadvantage as well because I brought Rocksteady instead of high-grade earplugs. So. I'm glad I got that out before the roar. I will sharpen up shortly. But not before getting hit as a result of the... oh, never mind, I'm not going to get hit. That's good. Let's sharpen up. That purple sharpness is not to be underestimated. It's a lot of extra damage when you're getting level 3 critical charges on this greatsword. Where are you headed? I can't see you. Are you right above me? Did you phase out of existence? How did Giganox leave the area that quickly? I didn't even see him pass through this exit. Whatever. I was hoping for a knockdown of some kind. That's a lot of damage. See, I wish I could be resisting that roar. It's so frustrating. I'm hoping that the wing pushes me out of the way. It gently nudged me, but probably not enough to get out of the way, so I aborted whatever I was doing there. Right. See, I knew that was going to happen, bouncing off the damn face. Yeah, like I said, I'm at a disadvantage because much of how I use the greatsword is to... Oh, that was good timing. Much of how I use the greatsword is based on taking advantage of that raw opportunity, where the monster is stuck in place. I'm going to keep sharpening up to purple. That's the way I'm going to get this done as quickly as possible. And we're both paralyzed. And Erdrick's about to get pinned, maybe not. If Erdrick gets pinned... Stop, man. Just protect yourself. If Erdrick gets pinned with that amount of health, we'll probably die. So... And I don't think I have light powders on hand, so... Come on. Level 2. Get him out of it. Yes. I think I may have actually successfully rolled that. Which is amazing. I didn't even think that was possible. Maybe it's not possible, but because that animation was cancelled, I was able to roll through the very small moment in time where that was an actual attack going out. It was very good. And I think I did it twice. I think I did it with the roar just then as well. So that's very cool. Oh, that's what's going on. My rock steady is actually resisting the wind pressure. That's what's going on. See, I forget about the additional effects of rock steady, but that's one of them. You just don't flinch as easily. And yeah, rock steady will give you resistance to what I would assume to not just be wind pressure, but also current. I'm guessing you have current res as well. So yeah, rock steady is a very good skill. When you consider that it also prevents flinching from roars. You're not flinching yet. Flinching. Limping, sorry. I was talking about flinching, and because it rhymes with limping, I ended up saying that instead. Did we outrun the monster? What's going on? Did he leave out the other door? What the fuck? What are you... Yeah, he's flying away. Is he going to his usual area, or is he going outside? I think he's going outside. I don't know if that's his usual area or not. It's not. It's over here. I will paintball him. This is, of course, why I bring Psycho Serums. You never know when you might need them. You'll just end up being really confused one time, and then you just end up running around the map trying to find the monster. Apparently this is where Giganox eats, so... Yeah, whether or not I would have even attempted to find him here, I'm not too sure, but... Oh, we did manage to get hit by them. The backside is actually also a good hit zone. Not quite as good as the head, but also pretty good, I think. I suppose the anus, we can call it. I don't know. Alright. Erdrick seems like a lance guy. Definitely a lance-focused person, and from what I can tell, he has, at a fairly low hunter rank, gone to the trouble of making elemental lances, and I really like that. Someone with a bit more of a clue as to how to build their loadout than D-Scope. But the thing with D-Scope is that I wouldn't hold it against him personally. It's probably reflective more of inexperience than, you know, stupidity. He just doesn't really know how to build a loadout, but make an attempt is the suggestion I would give. Again, at least he's got attack up, but I think at this stage he needs some defense instead of increased attack on his already strong hammer. There's not much point in having a good hammer if you're not even going to engage the monster because you're worried about dying. So I don't really know what he's getting out of all this, because he's not really contributing, you understand. Like, he'll just get killed and then he doesn't have the willingness to take on the monster after that. So he's just being carried through the hunts. So my hope is that he will actually make some attempt to get a better loadout, or work towards that. I'll try to have a chat to him over voice chat, because he's got the symbol there, so I can try to get him on voice chat. It's been a while since I've done this, actually. Since I've actually talked to someone on camera. I have done it before. Hunterlink Monstunter. I don't know if you saying happy hunting is a greeting or a farewell, but I don't think I've seen you type yet, so if it's a farewell, that's rather strange. Alright, let's try and talk to this guy. Alright, I've turned the microphone on, so we'll see if this guy can respond. Hey, D-Scope, are you on the mic? Hello? Let's prompt him to get on the mic. I just want to, you know, verbalize it. Just want to tell him that his set needs to be improved on. I wouldn't ask, it's just that he's got that symbol that says that's Jesus. Yeah, that is an ultra big smile. That's 40 gift subs from Tifa. Thank you. Alright. But yeah, it's good fun to do a bit of voice chat. I've done it on camera before. I've brought the gamepad close to the mic so that you can hear him as well, or hear the person that I'm talking to. I think it may have been over a year ago when I last did it, but yeah, sometimes it can be. Well, usually I would say it's good fun. Alright, so just thinking what would be fun to use here. Of course, this is hallowed Gen Moran, so we do want to use fire damage. The Adjudition. Let's use the Adjudition. I haven't used that in a little while. Oh, I see. D-Scope can't speak English natively, so I was going to have a chat with him, but he's obviously not confident in his ability to speak English. So. And where do I put this bloody gamepad? Well, I'll put it over here. Yeah, I don't think that guy plays anymore, P-Berry. If I remember the conversation we had, he said that he hadn't played in many years, and so... What the fuck? Come on! Hallowed is so much more fun. Fucking hell. I mean, I just got ready for that. Technically... Oh, God. What are the key quests? You can Google it. Oh yeah, I'm so retarded, lol. Yeah, no kidding. But yes, while I did get ready for Halogen, this is still effective against Ivory Laggy, but yeah. I'd rather use Dragon. How about we just keep with Longsword? I'm in a Longsword mood now. If I use the Altius Altrusta, then this would be a bit of a waste of a loadout. So do I have anything that I could use? Not really. I could use this, but then... Alright, fine. I'll use this. The reason why it's a bit of a waste is because the sharpness +1 aspect to Honed Blade is not really able to be used. Okay, so it seems like Erdrick has posted this quest for Farina, but Farina's not really joining. And Erdrick has said, if you're not joining Farina, we'll do Halogen. Which I would prefer. In fact, I would generally prefer not to play with this re-rarded person. My pronunciation of it comes from the Japanese name, Peaberry, which is Ragiokurus. So I say Lagiokurus. Americans say Lagaya Cruz. Lagaya Cruz. But I get the choice of pronunciation, because if you think about Gaia as in Earth, that is the pronunciation of Gaia. So, yeah, I don't think that's an unacceptable pronunciation. I think both are correct, to be honest. You either go with the one that would be more westernized, which I think it's intended to be within the Japanese language, or you go with what is closer to the Japanese pronunciation. I go with the Japanese pronunciation. Too dumb for English. What is Farina do? Like, what exactly is this person playing at? I'm sorry, but you are not keeping up to speed with the events as they're unfolding. Like, you... Fucking hell. What are you do? No, don't take up a spot in this room just to depart on your own. What are you... Okay, listen. There is a distinct difference between someone who is inexperienced with the game that they're playing and someone who is just really fucking dumb. Are you going to depart on your own or what? Do you think that we're playing with you? Because we're not. Erdrick. Oh my god. I can't type WTF without it being censored, by the way. Join the other quest, Farina. Farina can't join the other quest. You've posted Hallowed Gen. It's HR8 requirement. Oh my god. I feel like a teacher's assistant in a kindergarten, just watching just fucking absolute unfettered stupidity manifesting in the most frustrating way possible. Alright, now we've had the third fucking monster to be posted. And now I get to change equipment again. And it'll be a goddamn miracle if they don't depart without me after this. Like, I've got patience, but fuck off. Not that kind of patience. Alright. Do I have an Awaken Ice Gun Lance? Probably not. I'll have a look. That would make this kind of fun. I don't know. Doesn't look like it, does it? Let's bring End of Night. Erdrick, instead of just kick the problem! If Farina is being retarded, or sorry, reraded, which he was being, remove the problem. Don't just pick up your toys and go home. And literally disband the room. For fuck's sake, I get it. Like, the person's being an idiot, but don't prevent D-Scope and I from having a room to hunt in just because, you know, Farina's being an idiot. Remove Farina. Easy. For fuck's sake. Oh my god. Hopefully Farina... Rusty! I was about to say, hopefully Farina can find Rusty now, but... Desperate to find Rusty. So, look at what's just happened. Here's my friend Yuli. I should try to message Yuli. Yuli can save this fucking recording. Oh my god. Fuck. Wrong keyboard. He may not be checking Discord, that's the problem. For those who don't know, Yuli is someone that I play first gen with. And he just happens to play 3 Ultimate as well, so I often run into him in the small community that which is 3 Ultimate. But this situation was just ridiculous. I mean, one person causes an issue. Obviously, Erdrick had enough time on his hands to be able to depart on a Gen Moran hunt, okay? So the fact that he left was not due to running out of time to do something. It's because he just got upset. And instead of removing the problem, he just made it so that none of us could hunt. Neither myself nor D-Scope, and, you know, Farina can sit there and wait for as long as he wants to, but I don't think Rusty is turning up. I don't think Rusty exists. Fucking hell. This has to continue. I don't want to hunt with Farina. I've reached out to... Okay, let me put it this way. I've reached out to Yuli. Oh, here we go. That's an opportunity and a half. I was sort of asking for Yuli to make room if possible, but it looks like room has been made already. Hopefully that doesn't mean that he's leaving. The invisible predator. Alright. Your connection sucks, Brandon. Oh, is this the Brandon? They're saying that his connection is bad, or that his Wi-Fi is bad. If this is the Brandon... No, it's not the Brandon. His hunter rank is too low. I'm pretty sure I remember a Brandon who was a complete idiot. But anyway. Let me bring something appropriate for this this hunt. I understand for your entertainment as viewers you would have preferred me to continue interacting with this Farina person, but like, no. No thank you. Tempting, but no. Alright, let's continue with Longsword. Let's use whatever ice longsword I have. I don't even know what that is in this game. Oh, it's Glacial Agnactor, which is called the Glacial Diva. Here we go. Brandon is responding with a frowny face. Because he's got bad Wi-Fi. It is what it is. There's not much that we can do about it. Brandon is a longsword Larry? I don't remember. Is it that person? I don't know. Oh, you're saying I'm a longsword Larry. Okay. I will accept that, that mantle. Well, no, I would disagree. Well, I guess for entertainment's sake, perhaps it's funnier to interact with the community than it is to hunt, but I don't know. I'm here to hunt. I don't know about you guys. What's going on with Brandon? Is he just going to sit there and mope around because his internet sucks, or is he going to try and play it? Because he's not going to be hosting. Oh, for fuck's sake. I guess he's trying to make the full Gem-Moran armor set. He just hasn't managed to do that yet, and he's got no skills as a result. Good old Brandon. I saw him type in the chat, "Que pasó?" Which is, yeah. Bad internet and that go hand in hand. It's the perfect pair. I can hear the console loading, so Brandon has come back into this area, so... Where he is, I don't know. Just, if you're gonna play, then play. If you're not, free up the fucking space that you're taking up. You know, it's a small community. People should have an opportunity to play. And if you're just gonna mope around with a sad face and not actually do any hunting, then free up the damn space for someone else. What's going on? Fucking hell. Oh, here we go. He's standing still because he's taking half an hour to type a sentence. I will reveal the sentence to you in full once he's finished typing the sentence in full. It doesn't matter, and besides, it's going well for me. Okay. Well, I guess his frowny face just got turned upside down because it's going well for him. Yeah. No need to be down, Brandon. I mean, what the fuck? Just let's play the game. I just don't have time for this. My internet sucks. Shut up and get in the quest! Anyway. I don't know. I guess I've become impatient all of a sudden. I can never hit this monster when he's invisible. He always seems like he's closer than he actually is. I don't mind being caught in there. I thought I was outside the range of it, but it did manage to hit me still. Longsword Larry time. If you've got 10 antidotes on hand, be prepared to use all 10 of them in this fucking hunt. That's one thing I can tell you about this place. This quest. This scenario, perhaps we could say, instead of place. Jeez, even that is dangerous. But yeah, the skill which prevents status ailments, which I can't remember the name of now, is actually a pretty worthwhile skill to bring for this quest. I have to be honest. Larry moment. Larry attack. Larry Lampoon? I don't know, I'm trying to think of some alliteration phrase. We'll just go with Larry Lampoon for now, that seems to work fine. Well, I need to really get my... Oh, that's not good. Yeah, whatever. I hate this monster. That's what was on the board, and I was content to depart on whatever was on the board, but I'm not saying that I'm happy about it. I'm saying rather the opposite. Oh, very good. I'll get in there and hit the face. Looks like Brandon is trying to build up some KO, which is respectable.
Weapon level up! This is for my fellow hunters!
Sorry, I just thought we were all in need of that really immersive, dubbed anime yelling during the hunt. I suddenly felt like it needed to be there. It's really strange, I don't know what came over me, but I guess Capcom had the same realization. They were like, oh, why don't we have that? That's what's good about Capcom, they know what we need, even when we don't ask for it. It's great. They just happen to know that we just wanted to experience dubbed anime in our fucking Monster Hunter game. Sorry, it's not a Monster Hunter game, I keep forgetting. It might be called Monster Hunter, but it's not actually Monster Hunter. I'm sorry, was that an invisible poison spike? Yeah, the Doomlink anime's coming soon. It's a harem anime. And I'm the main character. I get lucky every episode. I trip over and strip her naked, lol. Sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but my point is that if I were to have an anime, it would be like bottom of the barrel sort of anime. Something that would have very little substance or integrity. Oh god. Yeah, it was an invisible spike. I've never seen that before. I'm going to assume that that was a glitch. Never seen it before with this quest. Well, that's an opportunity to get a combo out. Let's do it. Yep, that's exactly what I was hoping for. A nice flinch to elongate my opportunity. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's actually harder than you might think to avoid those spikes. They might look like they're traveling slowly, but they're really not. Not in the heat of the action. At least for me. Oh, did I not make contact there? That's very frustrating. I'm going to tell you that even with Brandon the Hammer Extraordinaire on our team, that was a pretty quick hunt. That was nicely done. I shouldn't put Brandon down. To be fair, he got, I think, 3 KOs. Well, no, it would have been with the assistance of Yuli, but I'm sure he would have done his own work to get KOs, so... yeah. I'm not going to put him down in any sort of way. Oh, goodness. I do like that outfit. It's It's a mixture of Brachydios and Abyssal Lagiocruise, it looks like. They go well together. I swear I just heard the sound of the chat going off, which tells me that someone disconnected from the room. So, unless they got back to the hall really quickly, which is probably not what happened. Or maybe I completely misheard, and there was no chat sound, and I'm suffering from auditory hallucinations. Yep. That was definitely not something that happened. VE Silver Ticket, courtesy of the shared guild cards between myself and Yuli. We've played actually quite a bit on camera in Freedom 1 and 3 Ultimate. I'd say Yuli's probably the person I've played with the most on camera compared to, you know, if I'm going to say people that I've played with other than myself. Yeah, Yuli would probably be the one. The real hero was Farina. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is not the first live stream that Yuli has saved, to be honest. And totally, you know, inadvertently as well. Like, it's usually just Yuli going about his business, playing the game for his own personal enjoyment, and then all of a sudden I'm on my hands and knees going, "You've saved the live stream!" He's telling Gorda to post. Which could just as easily be done, you know, with words. Me? Asks Gorda. And now Yuli's trying to tell me to post. Either one of us, I suppose. I don't know. The thing is that Gorda is hunter rank... Well, it says he's hunter rank 8, which means that he could actually be any hunter rank, and he's just chosen not to break his HR limit. He was kind enough to tell us that he's changing gear, but not kind enough to tell us what he wants to hunt, so then we could actually take the same opportunity to change gear. So, I don't know. And he's coming in now. Brandon's like, my turn! I want to post. I'm just going to assume that he wants to do Gemaran, in which case I wouldn't mind. Can... Oh no, Brandon can join. He is hunter rank 80. I just forget. I don't know why. I suppose what I was trying to say, Bread Geezers, was that the person that I will always be playing with is me. That is the most frequent character appearance in my recordings. That would be the Lord Zor character. But, yeah, it was a rather pointless thing to mention. Elatrion, hey? Let's go Greatsword, but I don't want to use Serra Symmetry. Because I just used it. I feel like using a Greatsword against Elatrion, that's my point. But I don't want to use Serra Symmetry. Do I have a different raw greatsword that's not the Eisenfaust, because that thing can fuck off? I'm just going to check through what I've got. There's nothing here that I would really want to use. So how does... Okay, let's look at Serra Symmetry. 1488 with a sliver of purple. Versus 1392 with a bit more than a sliver of purple. There's just no good reason to use the Deviljho Greatsword as a raw greatsword. You see it a lot in 3 Ultimate. People using that weapon as a raw greatsword, but it's noticeably weaker than the Serra Symmetry. Okay, I'll bring maybe Pierce bow. Sarah Cyclord. Yeah, I can show our cards. Yuli's card is, I'd say he will have built it up by now. Yuli actually plays Monster Hunter 3G, but apparently the 3G community lost a lot of players to Rise for some fucking reason. So he's now playing this game. But yeah, I can show our guild cards. My phone is about to die, unfortunately, so I now have to look all the way over there to monitor my chat. Alright, so here's my guild card. The Unity level is not amazing, but yeah. And then Yuli's guild card is somewhere. Here we go. He's he's got more Unity than I do. But oh yeah, I'll show my time played as well. My time played is 1370, which isn't all that high. It just shows that I don't play this game much in my own time. I really just play when I'm on camera. It's definitely low when you consider that I'd put 2,300 hours into Try. And I haven't played that game since 2013, so. Brandon is using the Jade Barrel Hammer, which I haven't seen someone use in a while. It's not a bad choice for this quest. Got 3 hammer users though. I don't think that's going to work very well. Generally 3 people sharing a head with hammers is not very effective, but maybe they can make it work, I'm not sure. I suppose we'll just have to find out. Come on, skip this. Do you realise how many times I've had to see this cutscene in my life? Oh, God. Got some bombs to start off with. Strange positioning for them, though. I don't know what he was really going for. I'm going to have to deal with a lot of roaring. And he's going in the air already. Oh no, I thought he was, but he's not. That's good news. And there's our first KO. I'd say the team is going to allow for this to be a short hunt as far as G-rank Elatrion is concerned. It'll feel like a substantial hunt still, because this is a proper Elder Dragon with Elder Dragon health. But yeah, it's not going to be a 15-minute affair, I don't think. Should be a little less. One of the good things about the mobility of a bow. What I also like about this bow is that you really don't need to worry about depleting your coatings, because this thing can only use exhaust coatings, and that's not really worthwhile to use against an Elatrion, so there you go. These days I do usually go with ranged loadouts for Elatrion. It's just more fun. mainly because of the constant flying that goes on. It's not as big of a deal in Tri and Portable Third because you can just flash bomb Elatrion out of the sky. But here you do have to deal with an Elatrion flying around, and it just frustrates me when I can only consistently hit the back legs when I'm using a Blade Master weapon while this monster's flying around. So I just prefer the ranged capability of a bow or a gun. Thank you, Yuli. But yeah, it was a nice coincidence to find Yuli here. Looks like Gorda is heading for the binder. Oh. Is the binder automatically ready at the start? I don't really remember. Oh, it's ready now. He obviously anticipated when it was going to be ready, and he made his way over. Very good. It's good timing on that. Very nice, I don't even need to change positions. Piercing through the tail and the main body. We've had one horn broken. I was not expecting him to go in that direction. I don't need to worry about the Dragon Blight, obviously. I can just heal myself up and leave the Dragon Blight. Oops. Messed with my camera a little bit there. Don't think it's really worth doing that arc shot. No, I didn't make it. Oh well. Let's put that away. Shut up. Yeah, it looks like Gorda and Yuli are both pretty comfortable with hammering an Elatrion. They understand the upswing opportunities. There are so many head opportunities with this monster, it's amazing. Hammer against an Elatrion is very effective. I suppose there are always lots of head opportunities for any monster, but Elatrion just seems to, you know, have incorporated into its movements, you know, the lowering of the head to hammer level. It's a constant thing. So as long as you're good with your positioning, you could take advantage of most of them. Most of those moments. There are certain moments in time when you can flash bomb this one. And when I say this one, I mean this version of Elatrion, and you can see that is one such scenario. It's, I don't actually know when you can do it. But that was an example of a moment in time where it is possible. Normally he's just totally resistant. That's my understanding of it. Now for those worried about my stamina, I do actually have a Mega Dash Juice and I will use it later on. Probably once it drops down one more level. That was pathetic accuracy. Alatreon really couldn't decide on where he wanted to face in that moment. That was a shame. He was flinched right when he was going to give a nice head opportunity for Yuli. I'm not too sure how long this hunt will take. It could be 15 minutes because I just have this distinct feeling that Brandon's not doing much of anything. I just haven't seen him around very much. Obviously, Gorda and Yuli are just magnetized to this monster, but Brandon's like, let's use the wall. I don't think the wall works when both horns are broken. So, yeah. He is assiduously pinging, just being as irritating as he can be, and I'm pretty sure that I won't be condescending about it because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that what's getting stuck in there are his horns. And when he doesn't have any fucking horns to get stuck in there, he's not going to get stuck in there. So, yeah. I actually sacrificed my opportunity to hit the monster while it was down to explain that to Brandon. If only to get him to fucking contribute to the hunt, for God's sake. Alright. Back on the ground, so that means Brandon is elementally effective. You actually don't see the tail swing from Alatreon very much, do you? It was a lot more common in Tri. Just when I'm ready to get moving again. And he's up in the air. Oh my god, I can't believe that reached me. I was 100% certain that I was out of the range of that tail swing, but I guess the tip of it managed to whip me in the face. Fucking hell. I think I have some bombs to contribute here. I'll find wherever Gorda is putting them, because we've seen Gorda place bombs before. Why is he going over there? I've seen Gorda place bombs before, so I'm expecting him to use this opportunity as well. Come on, put him down. Oh no, okay. I won't put them down because that will interrupt the hammer users. Makes more sense actually that Gorda was using that as a hammer opportunity rather than a bomb opportunity as a hammer user, so yeah. Oh, I hate it when he does the turning run, which tends to catch you every fucking time. It's designed to do that. Alright, we're now at a stage in our stamina where it's just a little bit too low for this, so I will use a Mega Dash Juice. I should probably top up my health a little bit more in case I get hit with something very damaging. It's better to keep yourself at a high level of health when you're likely to take lots of damage. And we're going up in the air again. I don't just mean flying mode, I mean actually up in the air and doing the raining down attack. The old White Fatalis special. Except this one doesn't take forever. I don't know who just threw a flash bomb, but that's... I hope that was done as a joke. I'll put it that way. Oh. What's Brandon doing now? He couldn't be further from the fucking monster. Whatever. And Brandon's dead. I don't even know what killed him. Didn't even look like the monster killed him, but anyway. Just barely cut out of the way of that. Oh. It does feel like a lengthy hunt, even if it hasn't gone on for long yet. I suppose that's partially because this is not a monster that gets exhausted, so you don't get that sense of wearing down the monster. Not really. You can watch parts of the monster break over time, but again, you don't get that exhaustion. What do you want? Oh. Binding. Nope. Lost our chance. If I had life powders, I would use them. Do I have them? I don't. Just thought I'd make sure. I'm a very unsupportive teammate. No. See, if you're just in the wrong spot... Brandon is shooting ballista shots. Oh my god. It just makes no sense. I mean, you would do that if he were flying, wouldn't you? Like, this is the mode where this monster is actually elementally weak to Brandon's attacks, and yet he's fucking sitting back shooting ballista shots. May as well be pissing in the wind, man. What the hell? Very good. Brandon is here to help. Sort of. Well, I said it wouldn't be a 15-minute affair, but courtesy of Brandon's contributions, or lack thereof, we are certainly dipping into 15 minutes here, which is sort of to be expected anyway. Like I said, this monster has a lot of health in G rank. Like a lot. Oh god. I don't mind if that's only brief. I don't want to have any disconnections this late into the confrontation. That would be quite upsetting. Come, my friend. Was that a sonic bomb? Who threw that? I swear I just saw a sonic bomb. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm mistaken. Yuli is dancing. Is that because he knew that it was about to die? Okay. Maybe Yuli's got a mod that shows monster health, because I don't know how you would actually be able to estimate that so accurately. But yeah. It's possible. Oh shit. I guess Yuli disconnected. I've never had that happen before. Have you guys ever seen an error code like that come up while playing? That's never happened to me, and I've been playing this game since it came out. So I don't know how that happened. I've had error codes like that come up when attempting to join a room, but not when I'm in the middle of a hunt. Well, I wouldn't say in the middle of a hunt. Where did the tail drop? I don't even know where it ended up. Whatever. Strange, but that's fine. That was going to be the last hunt. Anyway. Sky Piercer? Sky Swayer, rather, is what I was hoping for, but that's fine. Alrighty. Nothing of interest there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for watching. This has been the first recording in 3 Ultimate in a while, so I do hope you will join me again for when I next record, and I will bid you all farewell for the moment. Bye-bye.